What's going on, everybody? Product Probes back at you with another knife review, and today we're doing a fun one. And want to tell you real quick, if you watch to the end, well, I tell you what, even if you want to skip the middle parts of it, but if you want to fast forward to the end, I'll at least tell you how you can win one of these knives. So let's go ahead, let's dive into it. This is a little switchblade gun knife with an LED. You know, for a little cheaper knife like this thing doesn't seem to be too bad. So let's dive into it. Let's see what this thing's got. Alright, so right off the bat, this thing is a switchblade. I know it's kind of hard to tell because of the price, but let me show you a close up on this thing real quick. So, you see right here, as you can see, it's just a gun handle. It looks like a gun handle rather, with a LED light right up here on the top. And the LED light almost goes a whole 180. You know, right there is going to be your 90, and then it folds on back a little bit more. But you just rotate that, and the thing seems to be fairly bright. Boom. But that's it right there, just a simple turn. And then right there you can actually push on it if you don't lock it, you know, hard. So if you just need to look real fast. So if you're looking around, boom, you don't really need it to cut it on, boom, it cuts right back off. So that's actually a pretty cool thing about the light being bright like that. So right here, this is what I want to go ahead and show y'all right off the bat. Is this is going to be your trigger right here that opens the blade, and then this is your lock. Now it doesn't really lock well, but for a cheaper knife like this, you know, what do you expect? However, push it up, push it down. Now I want to say that down is gonna be fine. So boom, yep, that's it. So down is gonna be your fire, and then you press the button to close it again, and then up will be your safety, so you won't be able to press that trigger. So hope that made sense. So just slide the trigger down, boom, and that's your fire for this knife. Let me show you all the blade on this thing. So this is what it looks like fully open. But you got your standard drop point blade right there. Not too sharp at all. Got some jimpings right up here that are incorporated into the blade. However, with that LED light up there, I mean, you kind of got to really reach over it. Well, that's actually not too bad. And then right down here, you know, it's actually got a pretty good grip for it to be a little knife like this. So that's not too bad right there. So moving on down, you got your wood grain little handle right there. This is probably, yeah, this is all aluminum right here. Let's see. And then this thing, yeah, I think you'll be able to close it either way with that trigger. Let's flip this thing over. Now, the one thing that I don't like about this knife is that pocket clip right there. You see how low that thing sits? I mean, you're going to have that much of your knife sticking out of your pocket if you go to put this thing in, and you don't have a lot of room to, you know, to work with right there. But it's still a cool looking knife. Let's open this thing up one more time on the close up. So slide down, bam, pops open just like that. And then that's the back side of it. Now, a cool thing about it is that if you wanted to, you could cut that light on. You couldn't really choke up with the jimpings right up here because it would block your light, but you could incorporate it just like that, do utility work, do what you got to do, and you have the light to see with. So if I can show you right down here, as you can see, boom, you can still cut, do what you need to with that light on. So that's a cool thing about it if you were to use it as a utility knife. So let's go ahead and let's see how sharp this blade is. I don't think it's going to be sharp at all. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be sharp at all. But what do you expect? Throw it on a stone once or twice. But anyway, let's at least go see how sharp this blade really is. Alright, let's see how well this little blade does. So right here on the cut down. Yeah, terrible, terrible, terrible. So let's try it right here at an angle. You know, it catches okay, but to run the length of that blade, you're definitely going to have to sharpen this thing up. With it being a drop point, you're probably going to have a lot of push on this tip, so let's check it out. Yep.
good bit of push. Slice downs. Maybe the first one was probably the best out of them, but you're definitely going to have to sharpen this blade up.
So that's what I was thinking. Not too sharp, but you want to throw it on a blade. I don't throw it on a blade. Throw it on a stone. Really sharpen this thing up. You might have a pretty sharp knife. Just be careful because this trigger is not the best trigger on this knife. But, I mean, it does lock. You know, if you slide it up. So, I can't, you know, I mean, it does work. And even if you slide it up with a half press, it's still not coming out. Boom. And it's pretty fast. Now, the downside to it's definitely going to be this pocket clip. Let me show you this one more time right here. As you can see, it's definitely a no-go for the pocket clip. But what I want to do is at least go see what this thing looks like in the pocket.
Alright, now this pocket clip does not seem to be good at all, but let's check it out. So, right over here, this close-up camera. You slide it in right here. Well, I can't even get it to catch. There we go, got it to catch. So, let's slide down. And of course, you are going to have a lot sticking out, and that's because of the way they positioned that pocket clip. But, super lightweight, even with this short shirt on, you still have a good concealed look to it. You pull it out. You see, when you're pulling, you don't have a whole lot to work with. You know, right here, so if I'm, bam, that's it. That is all you have to play with right there. So, again, see, they could have really raised this pocket clip up a good bit more, but, you know, it's in there. It's going to move around. It's a cool knife, and it does fit in the pocket, slides out fine. You know, your trigger is right there. Make sure that safety is off. Boom, and you're good to go there. But just be, I guess, cautious of it, that if it is sitting in your pocket, you are going to be able to move this thing around. I mean, let's just say I was moving up something. I mean, you could really, you know, depending on what you're moving up against, something could knock this knife out of your pocket with no problem at all. So I don't like that, but this still is a pretty cool knife. I didn't even lock it right there, so rookie mistake. Make sure that safety's locked and you'll be good to go. Okay, so not good at all in the pocket. I'm not crazy about that at all, but at least there is some type of pocket clip incorporated into the knife. So at least they, you know, they tried. It's definitely not beefy at all. However, it's still, for the price, is a pretty cool looking knife. I like the little switchblade style of it. You know, just a quick pop out. And I do like the light and the control you can really get. If this thing was sharp, this wouldn't be a terrible knife. You know, I wish there was a little bit bigger of a finger guard right here. You know, you almost have a double choil, which I know you don't. But let me show you all that right here. So, as you can see, if this was just a little bit wider right there on that choil, you could really choke up a lot more. Well, I guess you could now because it's not that sharp, but you get kind of my point of what I mean by that. However, what I want to do is, because it felt pretty lightweight in the pocket and it is such a smaller knife, let's go ahead, let's grab the weight and measurements of this thing. Not quite 6.5 inches, about 6 1/4 inches fully open, with a 2.5 inch blade on it. Let's see what fully closed is. About 3 1/4 inch closed as well. Let's go ahead and get the weight on this thing. So 5, no way. Okay, I'm trying to read this in the camera and it's upside down. 2.33 ounces. So it's actually a little bit on the heavier side than I would imagine. But still, you know, for this little thing, that's not too bad. Okay, so being a little bit over 6 inches, you know, that's actually surprising. I thought it was going to be a lot shorter than that. The weight's fine on it. So, really, guys, the only con... Now, of course, this is just for the price range of the knife. You know, I'm not saying that it's just a great knife. But for the money, it's a pretty cool looking knife. The only con would be maybe this trigger sliding down. Let me show y'all right here. Maybe, you know, and it hasn't failed yet, but it just seems to be a super loose trigger right there. And then, of course, that pocket clip. But other than that, guys,
this is a cool little switchblade knife. And the LED light on it is super bright, you know. I was actually shocked by that. If I can get this thing to cut back on. But that's it, guys. Just a simple review on this little switchblade gun knife. I'm not even sure who makes this thing. There's no numbers on it. Just a little cheap Chinese knife. But, bam, it's kind of fun. But anyway, guys, what I was saying at the beginning of the video, if you want a chance to win a knife like this, something better than this as well. You know, we've got the Mora knives. We've got the Kershaw boot knives. We give away a lot of cool knives every single Friday on our Friday night knife giveaway. So if you want to go check that out, that's over at our website. We have a lot of fun. You know, we kind of do certain things on Fridays to give these knives away. But if y'all want to go check that out, that's at productprobes.com. Be sure to check us out on social media. And guys, I hope the review helped if you were thinking about getting it. And guys, I'll leave a link if I can find it in the description below if y'all want to go check it out. But anyway, appreciate you watching, guys, and I'll see y'all in the next one.